Hey up lads and lasses, Fletch here from Ultimate Halo, and I'm not going to do as heavily of a scripted video today because I honestly thought this kind of just needs me to talk into a mic and kind of articulate my points about what exactly fans dislike about Halo Infinite that might actually save it in the long run. And of course this is talking about the events in the game. So I'm sure we can all somewhat agree at this point that the first event was somewhat lackluster, and in part because the store items were expensive. The actual items in the shop were not in vast amounts, there weren't loads of different new armor pieces. Don't get me wrong, there was some cool stuff in there, especially the attachment for the sidekick, but I don't think there was a lot personally, and ultimately it was hindered by the general progression that's in the game in general and a weekly cap on challenges, and fans also do not like Fiesta being a temporary playlist. Now I think that is one of the key things I'm going to mostly focus on in this video, because us as fans, especially hardcore fans, don't like temporary stuff being in the game because we were always used to it being permanent these days, and there are specific fragments of the community that are dedicated to these game types. This isn't me excusing any lackluster amount of playlists thus far, and I do question the whole beta aspect of this launch, because we will find out more on the 8th about what game types will be launched, if any more, but there does need to be an individual Slayer playlist as well as objective, and there are some other ones, like there's a revival game type where you revive teammates, and we're still yet to see the full details of that, but that is all that we're looking at the moment as a community. So why is this good exactly? Why is holding back game types good for Halo's future? And this is going to be a really hard sell to you guys, but I do want you to bear with me as I try my best to articulate my way through it. So over these coming years, Halo is obviously wanting to grow, it's wanting to expand its empire, so to speak, and having people coming back to the game is going to be critical. But there also needs to be a reason for them to play the core game types, and then when something different happens or is released, it feels like a special event. And I think back personally to Halo 3, and I remember making a conscious effort to on the weekends to play Halo 3 over Modern Warfare, which all of my friends were playing, because I was determined to play Griffball double XP weekends with it being a limited time mode. Now unfortunately it looks like something we're going to have to potentially just take on the chin right now, but I think 343 are wanting you to give you a reason to log on when these events do happen. And the way I look at it is, the less you have to do initially, the more invested you become in what content is already there. Then eventually down the line when they add more, it finds more variety, it spices it up a little bit, and unfortunately we have been spoilt over these years with the whole wealth we've had of game types in the Master Chief Collection, and for those who did, God rest your souls, Halo 5, there were lots of game types to play on that as well. So to us hardcore Halo fans, this might feel like a little bit of a punch in the gut, but to those of us who are new, picking up the game for the first time and enjoying their focused experience in a limited set of playlists initially, they'll love the chance to hop into these brand new game types that seem wacky and fun to them, like Griffball, Fiesta, who knows what else is going to come in the future. But I think for us, we probably have to take it on the chin for now, and these will eventually become staple game types in the future. So the last thing I'm going to do is somewhat play devil's advocate with myself, because with anything in life it's good to have a balanced approach. I will say that, let's say for example we have Griffball, Fiesta, Infection, all these awesome game types come as permanent playlists. Let's say the population isn't doing too hot, let's say in 5-6 years time or whenever that might be. I think that the issue arises then is that too many people dispersed around too many playlists. Let's say we have 8 playlists in a social setting. That's probably a little bit much, but just to articulate my point, all these people are going to be spread across all these different types of game types. It might take you longer to find a game because of it, because they're not in as focused game types as you would if you had your main, let's say 4 game types and then a special weekend playlist for an event, let's say, just as an example. So it's clear 343 have to find somewhat of a sweet spot here, because I think a lot of fans share the sentiment that maybe there's not enough game types at the moment. There should be definitely, like I said, a Slayer game type, but how do you balance that with having events, having permanent playlists for these communities that are dedicated to them, and so on and so forth. But I do want to know your guys' thoughts, because I think it's important we all give feedback to 343 Industries, so let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think that 343 need to add much more right now? Are you happy with what we've got, at least for this next couple of months? Or is there anything that you think that desperately needs to come launch on Halo Infinite? Let me know in the comments. Once again, my name is Jack Fletcher, and I will see you next time on the one and the only Ultimate Halo.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.